Okay, so I hope you can hear me well. Hold on a second. Okay, there. So I put it out to um, Creator that I wanted to come out and be out in the sunlight and everything. Got the sun right on my back. That's where I want it. And work on that spine. So I hope everyone's doing well. This is Felicia. Be so light. Hey, lovely. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. So I want to talk about some things today, and also talk about we're getting ready to do another 10-day energy push on our calendar. So I had to this morning when I woke up, it was all about get up and go, you know, go put your feet on the earth, go do that. So I said, let me come to my favorite park area. Let me get here. And I said, okay, let me set my intentions. I want to be divinely surrounded, 360 degrees, protection all the way around. And I want to be present, 12th dimension on up. Okay, I skip all the other stuff. 12th dimension on that. I've been coming to this park for about 2 years. This is the very first time I've ever come, and there was not one sole person parked here. There's a couple of people walking doing their thing, but not one person was parked here. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Your dog is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a German Shepherd. He's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful.
Lord teacher.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous dog. He's like, yes, I know. He's like, yes, I know. He is just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. He's so gorgeous.
Water sign.
Oh my God. Pure black, like German Shepherd. Just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so anyway, so I come up here and there's just some people that are, out there doing their walk, but there was not one car parked up here. And I was just like, what? So I got to pick the very first park, which I normally never get. And look at the sun. Look how crazy that is right now. So I was just really happy about that. So I want to talk about my time that I met Amma. Now, this was back when I was doing Sundance, and I think I only have 1 year left to go. I think this was on my third or second year. Kind of fuzzy in between that third or second year when I first met her. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because there comes a time when you have to allow yourself to be in a different energy area. Oh yeah, thank you. Spirit says, put your water out in the sunlight. I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. Um, you have to allow yourself to be in a different area of healing. And so I remember on this particular Sundance season, I was getting bit by everything. Uh, Spider bites, chiggers. They're related to ticks, okay? Didn't know that at the time, but come to find out they're related to ticks. So I was getting trigger bites, and I gotten an infection all around the lower part of both of my ankles. They were weepy. They were just a hot mess. And when we finished the Sundance on the last day, hi Kodakote. I remember saying to myself, oh my gosh, I got this, mm, I got these weepy wombs, and at the time, the Sundance sister was helping me put oils on it and treat them so they wouldn't get more infected than what they were. And I said, look, by the time I get back to California, I'm going to have to be seen by doctors. I'm going to be on antibiotics for a while because they're all infected. So that's what I was just knowing. They're all infected. So I went in to this fully knowing, okay, I'm going to be on antibiotics. So after the dance, the Sundance brother I was dancing with, he says, we're all going to go up and go see Amma. And I go, who the hell is Amma? And he says, oh, she's the mother of hugs. She's just this beautiful soul, this beautiful energy. She's a mother of hugs. And I said, mother of hugs? And I go, oh, okay. I said, I don't know who she is. So everyone, now rule of thumb, when you're done with Sundance, you're not supposed to leave the land. You're supposed to stay on the land. But yeah, we went ahead and left and went down to the conference area where she was meeting. I believe it was right there in Oklahoma or right somewhere close by where we drove some time to get there. It's like maybe 2 hour drive we had to take. So we drive out and we get there and there's all these people. They're all lined up, waiting to go into this temple area where she is going to be. And there's all this food, vegan food, just beautiful sash things, covers that you can buy and purchase. And everything that you buy and purchase goes to her charity center helping people. And she's all about building things, helping people, schooling, wherever she can help, that's what she does. So I'm like, I have no idea what I'm getting myself into, but I was already spacey from doing Sundance. So you're wide open. So I'd already had my head kind of covered up, but still that didn't save me because I was feeling everything around me. I was just like, oh my God, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sensitive. I'm hearing things. Everything was like hyper sensitive for me. So I'm like, okay, so we're in the line and there's some of her assistants come up and say, is this your first time seeing Amma? And I said, yes. I don't know anything about her. Is she nice? And they start laughing at me saying, yes, she's nice. And I said, okay. So then my friends and everyone, we get moved up to the front of the line because if you're first time comer, they move you up to the front of the line. So we got moved up to the front of the line with a lot of other people, first timers. And so when we finally get into the temple area, when we finally get into the temple area, I'm like, well, there's a lot of people in here, and we were like, okay, and so my friend at the time, she said, well, why don't we just go ahead and spend the night here, and we'll go back to the grounds in the morning. And I said, okay, we can do that. So we'll go back to the grounds in the morning and we'll pack up and everything like that. And I said, okay, no problem. So we went ahead and booked a room and got our overnight site stuff all put together. And we go downstairs and go into the place where you can eat. And oh my gosh, the food was so good. She had even desserts that were just made where like these brownies. It had these brownies and I was like, oh my God, these brownies are so good. It was like everything was just, it had like this clean, divine, sacred goodness to it. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So finally, we walk into the place where we're going to see her. And she's going to be up on this, like, podium stage area where she sits at this chair. There's roses and carnations all around. Oh, thank you. Nice, big, pretty turkey vulture just flew over. Um, so I'm thinking, okay, this ought to be good. We have all these chairs. It's like a big place. So I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be a lot of people in here. And I'm like, oh, I got myself all wrapped up in purple shawl. I'm like, oh. So I get in there and I'm like, in my mind, I'm saying, what the heck am I doing here? Look at all these people. There's too many people in here. I'm just like, oh my God. And I said, how is she? She's the mother of hugs. She's going to hug all these people? And my Sundown's brother says, yeah, she'll sit up here. She'll be up there for like 6, 7 hours and she will hug all these people. And I said, wow, that is compassion. That is pure love. That is no judgment. When you can just sit in the space of divineness, not holding any judgment against anybody who's coming to see you, not judging them for their beliefs, not judging them for their colors, not judging them for their sex, not judging, non-judgmental, to sit in that space and to just give hugs to people you don't know. I want you to sit and think about that. Because how many of you in this day and time can honestly go sit somewhere and just be there, and then anyone that would come up and just hug them without feeling like you're going to take something on, without feeling like you're going to get psychically attacked, without feeling like you're going to be judged? Our society is so bent on this, afraid to touch each other because of afraid of being attacked, afraid of being psychically attacked, afraid of someone that's going to hurt you, or because our society has numbed us to this point. But this divine woman actually does this. Everywhere she tours, this is what she does. And she sings the sacred Sanskrit songs. She, goes into the mantras. I mean, you can buy your sandalwood beads, your mantra beads and things that you want to wear. And then I came across the rose lotion. And when I smelled the rose lotion, I was just like, oh my God, this lotion is so divine. This lotion is so good. And I was just, God, yeah, I want to buy this. I bought that and got some because they smelled so good with the sandalwood. And I'm just like, okay, so then it's time for us to go take our seat. And they said, oh, this is your first time, so we're going to move you up towards the front. And I'm like, okay. So first part, we go into the sacred prayer. And I said, good, we're in prayer. And it felt really, really good. It felt like everything in that whole space was just so sacred. And all of a sudden, I just started feeling safe. I started feeling like, oh my God, I feel safe. I feel like I can just be, here in this moment. So we go into chant, we go into the prayers. The music was so beautiful, and you got the music going, da da, everyone's singing in the mantras, and soon the line starts forming to go up on the area where she is to get the hug. And I'm like, okay. So I'm in line and I'm watching everybody, how they kneel down and they're getting a hug, and I'm watching others go in and they're getting their hug, and I'm feeling all this love energy coming through, and I'm just like, and she's smiling and she's holding, and she can speak any language that you speak. whatever your dialect language is, wherever you're from, she can speak it. I'm like, okay, that's definitely divineness. And she's just holding that space. She's just hugging and hugging. Okay, so now I'm getting a little like heart flutter. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm getting ready to go up. So I step up. She sees me. And I'm like, she goes like this. And she whispers over to her assistants and tells them, take everybody else off the stage. And I'm like, what? Did I offend her? Because I don't know what's going on. So they're moving everybody back, and they're all kind of like, but fun. I'm getting goosebumps as I talk about this because still to this day, it brings chills to me. So this is around, I want to say 2015, around 2015, right around there, 20. Because I finished Sundance in 2016. So we go. I, I, the assistants walk me up and says, "Come, come," and she gets this big smile on her face, and she moves back the other pillows, and there's only one pillow there. I kneel down on it to get my hug, and she's like, shh, 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 telling everyone, "Shh," and she brings me into her, gives me this hug. I gotta breathe here. And I just remember how quiet it got in that whole temple when I was getting that hug. And I just remember when I hugged her, she was saying these prayers in my ears, but I felt them in my heart, what she was saying. And she was saying, you are so loved. You need to know you're loved. You are not what you think you are of past mistakes, judgments of yourself. And I could feel all this interpretation of it in my heart. And she's hugging me and she's speaking these sacred words. And I'm seeing this beautiful light and I'm feeling the spinning. I'm seeing the cosmos, the stars. It's like I was whisking through all this energy and I was just all over. I was just like, whoa, whoa, holy, holy, holy cow. And I'm feeling all of this. And then after she's done, she gives me another embrace and she kisses me on my forehead and she smiles. And I take my shawl that I had because I bought two. So I kept one for me. She put roses over my head, rose petals, and then I took mine and gave it to her. She goes, I'm always going to remember you. You're, I'm always going to remember you. And she smiled at me, and I remember the assistants came up and they got me up and they said, we're going to have you sit over here for a little bit because that was something she normally never does. She does not do that. And even my Sundance brother was saying, yeah, when you went up there, everything just like stopped. She does not do that. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm just spazzed and I'm, all in my space. And I sat there and I just felt this sense of knowingness, this sense of pure love energy, kind of like the same energy I went through when I was going through my healing and I got that Christ lifted energy came through me and healed me. And I was able to tell my doctor, there's no more cancer in my body. It's gone. I'm not doing chemo. Oh no, Miss Burns, you're going to do chemo. No, I'm not. There's nothing there. Oh. So it's just like that energy. And I said, she's like the true Christ energy, but she's female. She has it. She's harnessing it. Oh my gosh. I was just enlightened that whole time, not a care in the world. Now keep in mind, I still had all those weeping sores on the bottom of my ankles. They were all wrapped up and all that so they wouldn't be oozing all over the place, and trying to keep everything clean, and my bandaged up. They had all the bandages on them. And I'm just like, wow, that's just so I was in that energy of floatiness, divineness. I was in that space. Everything felt different to me. Everything was different. I couldn't even put my finger on it. I just felt like I was totally in a different dimension. This is where it gets funny. Because I was so in a different dimension, there was a moment where my friends lost me. I wandered away, not knowing what I was doing. I was high as a kite in this energy, getting on elevators, not knowing where I was going, and ended up on this one floor, and I think it was number 13. And I remember saying, I'm on the 13th floor. And I get off of the elevator. There's nobody in the hallways. There's no sound. I felt like I was in an episode of like that scene in The Shining. And I'm just waiting for the girls to come out way down at the end of the hall on their little tricycles. And I'm like, where am I? And I'm looking around and I'm like, I have no idea where I am. Am I still in the hotel? I'm just like spazzed out. I'm just like, where am I? And I'm looking all around and I don't hear anything. And I mean, it was no sound at all. I couldn't hear any people. I couldn't hear any bing sounds. I couldn't hear nothing. And I said, did I die? And I and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, I died. Oh my God. I'm running around. I'm in purgatory. Nobody knows. I'm running all over the way. And I'm like, where am I? Where am I? Oh my God. All I'm doing, I was like, hello, anybody out here? Hello. Nobody's coming out. Then all of a sudden, another elevator comes up, and it's my Sundance brother and the sister looking for me. Oh, I found her! I found her! Grab her! Grab me! I go, where am I? Oh, we got you! We got you! You're fine! You're fine! You're safe! Let's get her some food. Let's get her some water to kind of ground her. So she's high as a kite right now. Nothing's making sense. Where am I? So they get me in the elevator, and then they take me back down, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I know what this is. I have no idea where I went in that other space. I felt like I was somewhere in another dimension. So we kept clicking on every floor to try to find you, and then we found you. And I said, yeah, don't lose me again. So we go back out, and we sit and have feast, and we eat food, we nourish the body, we're good, we're doing our thing, and I'm getting myself centered, and I'm watching others get the hug, and I'm feeling it's all so connected. All of us are connected in our heart, and everything's connected, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'm just, hello, dragonfly. Hello, lovelies. And I'm just like, this has been such an amazing feeling. And there's this chill when she hugs you. There's like this chill that comes through your body, and it just vibrates through you, and it's just like so intense. And then you just feel everything shift in your body. So we finally get ourselves situated. We do more of the mantras. It's dark. It's going late. She's been up there now going on 6, 7 hours hugging people. And finally I said, well, I'm ready to go lay down and get some rest. So we go up to our room. And as soon as we get up there, I get to the bed. I'm out. I just lay down. I'm out. Gone. Wake up the following morning, and I just feel like my energy, everything is recentered. I feel so freaking good. And I was having dreams about her where she's smiling and she's like, be happy, be happy. Stay in your love, stay in your love. And I was like, I dreamt about her all night. And it was all this energy I was in. I just felt like I was moving in a place of timelessness. She goes, oh, wow, cool. Well, come over here and let's take those bandages off so I can dress and clean your wounds on your ankles. I go, yeah, probably should really clean them since I didn't do them last night. Let's start taking all that stuff off, and I look down. She looks down, and she says, Flea, there's nothing here for me to heal. Nothing here that needs oiling or cleaning. I go, what are you talking about? I look down, all those open wound sores around my ankles, all of that was gone. Completely healed. Like it never happened. And I just could not stop touching my ankle. I'm like, wait, it was here. She goes, I know. It was, it's like it never even happened. It's like you don't have them. Completely healed. No markings, no nothing. Completely gone. Like it never happened. Now keep in mind, I was walking around with that for Sundance, doing dance, going to sleep, and all of that. Trying not to scratch them because they were itchy and weepy. They were completely gone. I had to sit there for a moment. And I remember saying to myself, wow, she really does hold the true Christ divine light. She really does hold that. And I was just blown away. I was so blown away. And I remember after we left there, I was just in this state of being. I was feeling so present in my being. So much love, so much connection. And that stayed with me for quite some time. And I just remember from that point on, when I got back, I think I was in a place of trying to figure out about a job situation. And everything with this nursing home care center thing, the position I wanted and what fell into place. My life became easy. And it was like whatever was going on, whatever stuff I went through with the divorce, with my illnesses, all that stuff, dark night of the soul, everything just went clean slate. After sharing this story with you about my journey meeting Amma, I left one of her posts in the community so that you could take a look. And just by watching that video, you're going to feel her energy, what she's like. I started doing like little mini research things, and I come and find out that people who have gotten hugs from her have had healings. People who have struggled with something in their body, it vanished. People who needed their life to change, it changed. People who needed to an answer for something, they got it. Because she's literally, it's like that doorway bridge to help you get the message to yourself, to your higher self. She acts like that bridge. And I was just floored. I don't think I don't think there's any words that I can ever use to describe my hug from Amma. So I'm simply here to say, if you ever go to her website and you find her in your location and you've never experienced anything like that, I want you take somebody with you, especially someone that's going through a lot of shenanigans. They can't get their life together. They've lost all hope. Um, they just think they're in existing just to be existing, to work a 9 to 5 job and pay bills, which that's all coming to an end. To be feeling like they're overwhelmed with debt and all that, that's all coming to an end. But take the time and go and know that this is going to be an all-day thing. So don't be going there saying you're going to spend a couple hours there. No, 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 no. Just surrender and know that this is going to be an all-day thing. And just be in that sacred bubble right there. Okay? And if it's your first time, make sure you tell them it's your first time so they move you up to the front of the line. And go with no expectations. Go with an open heart and just be. And then just keep it in your mind what you want to move into in your life, what you want to do in your life. What? What? You got something to add? Okay. Okay. What you want to add to, as far as what do you need to change it? Okay. There's a lot of people who are going through a lot of things right now. And I think it's part of us as light workers and grid workers and way showers and the divine truthers that speak our truth. We are literally here to hold that space so others can discover who they are, remember who they are, give themselves permission to move into that. And we're at this pivotal moment right now where we have to allow ourselves to hold that space for everyone else. So I find it really interesting that this was just such a beautiful moment. It was just priceless. I will never forget it. And then I went back, I think I went back maybe 2 years later and saw her. And it was kind of funny because as soon as I went up, she remembered me. It was so funny. And I got my hug, and once again, it was, she just wanted me up there. But it was just it's one of those pivotal moments that you will never forget, and you will remember this. And I think, as you know, those of us that are the healers in the world and stuff, sometimes you need that hug. You give and give and give of yourself to others. You do and do and do for others. You're always there for others. But somewhere down the line, you need that hug. You need someone to prepare your sacred waters for you. You need someone to cook a meal for you. You need someone to give you a hug. You need someone to just take care of you in a sacred fashion of being present with you and just saying, let me do this for you. Let me give you this. A lot of us are not getting that. You know, we're in this constant survival mode, always feeling like we're in this, gotta always look around every corner because we're in this survival mode. And I really think what's needed more than anything right now is just compassion and love and a hug. And someone just cooking a meal for you. And you being able to sit back and say thank you. Playing some sacred music for you. If you're a sound healer, you're constantly out there giving medicine and doing sound work. But wouldn't it be nice if someone came and just gave it to you? And you can just sit back and take it all in? It's the same thing when you travel a lot. You're the one that does all the driving, right? Everyone gets in your vehicle. You do all the driving. You do all the planning, and da 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 da. And then come and find out, it's a nice feeling when somebody else offers to drive you. It's a nice feeling when somebody else offers to plan it all out. And all you have to do is just come along. And that's where a lot of us right now are in this space of, I just want to come along. I just want to be. I just want nurturing. I just want someone else to care. I want someone to just love me for being me. I just want someone to just let me be in peace and love me for me. That's what we're all looking for, is just being in peace. We've gotten so far out from this part of love and expansion of the self and the love and feeling that love and coming in. We've gotten so far away from that. And I think, when you really sit back and you look at it, what do we really all need right now? We need that nurturing. Sometimes we just need to turn the phones off, get quiet, and just be. Like here, just being. Being in my space, being in my moment. And like I said, I've been coming here for quite some time, ever since I found this little spot. There's always bumping with a lot of people here and cars all over the place, and but today was different because I set that intention. And this is how you know you're on a higher timeline, because when you activate your intentions, set up your day, it's going to go that way. It's going to pan out that way for you. And we just have to get used to setting our intentions in this energy and being able to do that. So that's my spiel on talking about Amma and really, where'd the car door? Okay. Talking about Amma and what my visit was like with her, and it was life changing. It really was. It changed my life. I had no idea what to expect, and it was life changing. Very, very life changing. So, before I wrap it up, let's talk about we are on our Tuesday, April 28th, and we're in the yellow planetary sun. How interesting, because the sun is sitting right behind me. Okay, so we only have one, two, three more days of this before we get into May 1st, which is going to be full moon in, I believe, in Scorpio. I think it's in Scorpio. And then after that, we'll move into the next planetary moon of, oh, flip it, of liberation. Okay, we're going to move into this. Now, here's the deal. Next Monday, I was going to come on yesterday, but my apologies for not having a Mystic Monday. I just kind of needed to be. I was kind of running around, and I just feel like talking. I needed to finish listening to some things. So, on May 4th, next Monday, we start another 10-day of medicine. And it's going to go from May 4th to May 13th. How interesting. And we are going into the 11th moon of liberation, dissolve, release, liberation. The totem is going to be serpent. Okay. And here it says, traveler, there is no path. Paths are made by walking. So we have those 10 days that we're going to be moving into that energy. Okay, 10 days of that. So get ready. Those of you that are already in the private group of Signal for the other one that we did, definitely, if you're going to do this next energy, then please, sign up again and get ready for it. If you want to get into that Signal group and do this work, then you need to let me know. You got to have a Signal account. And you got to, if you did the first one, it's better because the first one we did was intentions. We've been sitting in the moon of manifestation. Now in 3 days, we're going to flip over and go into the moon of liberation. What does liberation look like for you? Okay. So if you're going to sign up for this, get in it. And I'm going to say this one more time. Do not get into this 10-day of medicine and be lagging. Miss a day here or there and you spend your time playing catch up. This is not that kind of medicine where you can be catching up. You're either in it to win it, to anchor deeper into the self, your healing, whatever it is for yourself. But if you're not going to be in it to do the work, don't bother coming in, because it doesn't work when you're building a momentum for change in your life, but you're hitting and missing these days, and then you're going to make up for it. Okay? It doesn't work that way. So keep in mind, this is about what are you dissolving, what is releasing, what is liberation. And with this, the totem is going to be the serpent. So it's all about rebirth, what's shedding, what are you getting rid of, what's still kind of heavy on the heart. it's kind of still hanging there. Does that make sense? So we will be starting that May 4th. Then we will go through and then we'll move into Crystal, the 12th moon. That's cooperation. We only have like one, two, three, four, five portal days on that day. But then when we move into July, we have all these different portal days. And that's the last calendar of the year. Okay. So for now, next week on Monday, we get started in the medicine again. And then this is the last part for this calendar year. Okay. And then those of you that want to order your next calendar, start making your preparation to get your next galactic calendar in the next month or so. Go to Law of Time or go to 13 Moon and check and see if they got their next one up. Again, also make sure you have your signature key. You know what signature you are. What's your kin? Okay? Because that is key when you're moving through this medicine and you're going through it, and that's key for that. Okay? All right, any questions? All right. I hope all of you enjoyed this, and I really wanted to share that because I know things are really getting heavy for your mind and everything, and I really want everyone to stay present in the heart and soul and self, and just know you are connected to making those changes. You can make those things happen. Okay. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me here. And be so light. I hope you have a fantastic day and be good to yourself. I'm hoping to see some new faces in the group, but like I said, don't come if you're not going to do the work. Okay? Don't come if you're not going to do it. And this medicine, 10 days, will actually show you where you are falsifying yourself. You're all gun ho, yeah, I want to get in and do it, yay! And then when it comes time to doing it, you're like, oh, I missed today. Oh, I missed this time. I'm gonna catch up. Doesn't work that way, because even the ones that's trying to catch up, when you're in the container of the medicine at that time, you're in that. The medicine is going to help you. And then when the containment comes down and you're still playing catch up, you don't have all that medicine support. Okay? All right, lovelies. Much love to all of you. Be so light. Like and subscribe, as well as share. I can't even bring myself to say it. Just like and subscribe. Helps to bring things up in the algorithm. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Much love. Enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy my day for sure. Bye.